Evening. I'm the seventh of 8 children. I have 6 sisters. So, I was born in 1961. My dad was a Navy pilot in World War II, and came back from the war without a scratch that you could see. Had deep wounds, deep in the soul, and he and I became very close as I grew to a young man. And he shared with me much wisdom that I'm still learning. You understand? That's the nature of the wisdoms that the Lord places in our path. You hear them, and then you learn, and you relearn, and you relearn. And I'll never forget one of the things my dad told me long ago. He said, "Son, the 2 wisest words that God ever put end to end are yes and ma'am." So coming up, the ladies ask me, "Do you speak?" "Yes, ma'am." "Right on." "Yes, ma'am," whatever you say. So, of course, as an unwavering supporter of all of our earned and paid for liberties and freedoms and protections, I'm a constitutionalist. I'm honored to be perhaps called a friend of Congressman Massey, who's a constitutionalist himself. And I don't always agree, but we always agree on our strong position on the Constitution. He's a good man. I'm honored to be next to him this evening. The Second Amendment has nothing to do with hunting. It has everything to do with the final stand of the freedom of the sovereign states and the citizens therein. The only reason we're able to have conversations about our liberties and celebrate days like our Independence Day is because regular citizens had access to military-grade weapons. And that has nothing to do with hunting, nothing at all. The right to keep and bear arms is the teeth behind the Bill of Rights. It's truly the cornerstone that protects freedom of speech and freedom of assembly and all of our dearly earned freedoms. So, to address you beautiful Americans this evening is something that's very meaningful to me, because the Second Amendment, as most of our freedoms, is under threat. It's a time of great peril in our country. It's a time when we ask ourselves, are we worthy? Do we have it in us? Are we worthy of the blood that's been spilled, the lives lost in defense of our nation, in support of our freedoms? Shall we continue to be a republic of sovereign states and free citizenry? Or shall we allow our nation to slip into socialist control? Will we allow our weapons to be seized? I say no.
We say no. Amen.
I was a SWAT guy for 12 years. And there's many Americans from sea to shining sea, man, very skilled in the use of a rifle or handgun, legally owned weapon, law-abiding citizens, men and women that love their country, would lay down their life for their country. But this means making a stand for our freedoms. And this means nobody's coming to take my guns away. And if they do, they better send a better team. And if they send a better team, then they better send another one behind it, because they're not taking my weapons from me. I'll say this and I'll close. The Lord anticipates greatness of our nation because we're an anointed nation. America and Israel. We're bonded as one. A nation that stands against Israel stands against itself. America was anointed at birth. A land born of imperfect men, driven by perfect intent to create a union based upon cornerstones of freedom that has never been witnessed in the world's history. Are we worthy? be the American citizens that we are. The blood that flows within us, regardless of color or creed or ethnicity or heritage, regardless of where we stand on the economic strata, or how we identify ourselves with political affiliation, regardless of variances in ideology, we are first and foremost Americans. This comes with a great responsibility, a tremendous honor to leave for the following generations the freedoms that we have enjoyed. You ladies, you gentlemen, you represent the very best of what stands for America. I'm honored to serve you. I'm honored to serve with my brother, and I'm very grateful that you allow me to address you this evening. Thank you very much. God bless you.